Welcome back to another episode of the Bayern Leverkusen career mode here on FC24, where we are now into December. We are nearly halfway through the season. We only have a couple games left to go before the winter break, including one Europa League game for top of the table against BK Häcken. Last episode, we faced off against Union Berlin. We beat them. And to end the episode, we faced off against Borussia Dortmund for the first time. And unfortunately, Emre Can scored a equalizer in the 91st minute, so we drop another 2 points. It was a chance for us to go 2 points clear off of Bayern Munich. We are back now level on points with Bayern Munich, and they are only ahead of us by 10 goals because of the 10 goal difference. It's actually kind of insane. We already played Bayern Munich in the first half of the season, so we won't play them for a while. And talking about Borussia Dortmund, we have them in the DFB-Pokal, which we might get towards today maybe. Because honestly, in the month of December, there is no games that I'm half interested in. To be completely honest, the only one really might be Frankfurt. Where are they at? They're in 7th. There's an outside chance I play Frankfurt. I'm not too worried about Häcken, to be honest. We're through to the group, whether we play Europa League or whether we play the preliminary round or not. It is what it is. And then in January, obviously, not any games for a little bit. We have Augsburg, which is not interesting. The next interesting game up in our schedule is, honestly, RB Leipzig. It really is RB Leipzig. And then Borussia Dortmund in the DFB-Pokal. And then Bayern Munich in the beginning of February. So that's actually insane. And talking about some things to be interested in, some youth academy players now, we are going to have to bring in, or bring in some players into the actual team if we want to go ahead and move some players in here. And we are starting off in America with Lucas Morris. 1.4 for him, 77 ball control, 80 acceleration. I'm half interested to bring this guy in, and so we are going to bring him in, and we are going to get rid of the worst potential player here, which is, it's like 70s, right? Yeah, it should be this Herman guy, but I wouldn't keep him in. Honestly, this guy can definitely go for sure. He can go. Marquez can stay. Riley can stay because he's American, to be completely honest. Schroeder can stay because we actually have a decent goalkeeper in Fournier, which I might actually bring in and loan him out for the second half of the season. And then other than that, do we have anything else that I can really get rid of that I don't necessarily want? I don't need 4 right wingers, right? I can get rid of one of these guys. Like this guy can go Hernandez or Becker. I think Becker honestly stays. I think Becker has a higher ceiling than Hernandez, so Hernandez goes. I could have easily bought these guys in and loaned them out, and then Muller can go as well. So we have some breathing room in, which will allow us to bring in Lucas Morris. I was going to say Adam Armstrong, but his potential is actually awful. And then, once again, America kind of lackluster. Now over to Spain, and I don't really see anything towards we get to the bottom. Oyer Figueroa, we'll bring him in, but outside chance he actually makes it. We'll bring in Fran Bravo, except we won't bring in Bravo at all, actually. Gabriel Rodriguez, again, potential is awful. It's not even worth bringing in. Santiago Manaes, they won't bring him in either. And then the last one of this month, it's back into Germany, and we won't bring him in. Neither will we bring him. I'm just going to go all the way down here, to be honest. This guy, why is the potential always so terrible? The potentials on some of these guys overall is a little bit better than the potential sometimes. And it's going to be the case here again. So nothing half interesting, to be completely honest, out of Germany or the other country, or the other nation. So yeah, we'll probably simulate through the rest of this month, to be completely honest. Get into the January transfer window. Maybe make some moves. Maybe. Depends on what happens. We are going to quick sim this game here against Stuttgart. And we are going to lose our first game of the season. We lose on a quick sim. Lewing scoring a brace to give our first L of the season, and Bayern Munich win. They go 3 points clear. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, but it's happened on a quick sim, unfortunately. Now, we are going to actually simulate through this because I do want top of the group, despite the fact that I said I don't really care. I do want top of the group. I don't want to play the preliminary round. That's just extra games I don't want to have to play. So we are going to simulate through it. We'll jump in if we really have to, but I think the boys can get it done. And Boniface scoring a possible winner in the 84th minute. It's 1-0. It's taking us 84 minutes to break through, but we finally break through nonetheless. And we go ahead and win, and we top the group, so no preliminary rounds out of us. We're going to go ahead and quick sim a couple days here because that should be the rest of all the group stages. And honestly, the round of 16s and all the other stuff should be done there. Yes, the round of 16s are done. So the Champions League group stages, third place teams get knocked down. Obviously, if you don't know that by now, then you've been sleeping under a rock as a football fan. Galatasaray get knocked down. Sevilla get knocked down. Union Berlin getting knocked down. Inter Milan get knocked down. That's an interesting one. Celtic out of Group E. In Group F, this is the one everybody's interested. It's AC Milan getting knocked down as well in real life. This is exactly how it ended, at least with Dortmund and PSG going through. AC Milan getting knocked down to Europa League, and then Newcastle down to absolutely nothing. And then Young Boys are also down, as well as Royal Antwerp in the Europa League. So the preliminary round looks like this. We have Hachen versus Union Berlin. So we could have been facing off against Union Berlin. Maybe, I think. I don't know if I could face off against the German team. Slavia versus Sevilla. Sporting versus Celtic. That's a decent one. Union SG versus Young Boys. Rangers versus AC Milan. Ajax versus Antwerp. Dynamo Kiev versus Inter Milan. And then Rennes versus Galatasaray. So no real big matchups that can knock out a team yet, except for maybe Sporting and Celtic and Rangers and AC Milan, but AC Milan should walk the park with that. We are going to go ahead and quick sim this game against Frankfurt. Honestly, I'm less interested now, considering the fact that we lost the game now. Somerville with the brace, and we could have easily lost this one as well if Mario Götze converted his penalty. But Skiri scoring an equalizer in the 81st minute, and we pick up 1 point. We are falling farther behind than Bayern Munich at the moment, aren't we? We are falling farther. We are 5 points off Bayern Munich. That's not happening. That's not good. In quick sim against VfB Bochum, and we pick up a 1-0 win. We're back to winning ways finally. 22 shots, and we only win 1-0. 22. We scored one goal. They had one shot. We scored their shot. We had 22 shots. We had 6 chances. We can't even score more than one of those chances. More than one of those shots. At least convert better chances. Like, come on now. Where is the attacking power in that? I have a feeling I was probably supposed to be playing Iglesias. I think Iglesias might be going back to loan, but that is kind of halfway through the season, but not really, because there's one more game left to go halfway season, and we are 5 points behind Bayern Munich. So we are going to January, hopefully not losing Boniface, or not losing Iglesias. I really hope we don't lose Iglesias, because I actually liked him, but if we do lose Iglesias, we do have Patrick Schick, who came back from injury already. So I'm hoping as soon as it ticks over to 1, Iglesias is still at the club, and he is not. He got recalled by Real Betis. Stansonich also got recalled by Bayern Munich, which honestly is fair enough there. We might bring in a youngster for that as well. That might just be what we do. And then Manami also got loaned out as well. It's the last scout report for these 3 nations, or at least for 2 of these 3 nations. And we are going to go ahead and not bring in Charles Bennett. We are going to be extremely picky from here on out. We want the top of the top, and we are getting absolutely nothing out of America. Now over to Spain, and which is looking like we might get nothing here. We'll bring in Castillo, honestly, just because he had a bald head, to be completely honest. Other than that, nothing out of Spain. And then over to Germany, where we will continue. I don't know why I just did do 9 months with him, but I did it. So we're going to send him back out to Germany. Daniel Friedrich, we won't bring him in. Maybe Emil Casa, 4.9 million out of Emil Kaser. Maybe we don't have to bring in a goalkeeper at the start of next season. Sven Grob, we won't bring in. Let's go and look at the goalkeeper there before we send out the scouts for one more time for the season. Kraser, 69 overall, 6'0" though, and this guy's 6'3". And his potential is awful. We'll bring him in and loan him out instantly. And honestly, the same thing as Ferner. And then we are also going to bring in Mr. Bernier because he has higher overall or higher potential than Marquez. So we'll bring in this guy who has a higher potential. And then we will bring in Cevallos. We might loan him out. Maybe. Maybe not. But Castillo is also the other guy that we did just bring it in. And he's honestly decent as well. His agility, 83. Balance, 88. Composure is half decent. Ball control, 83 ball control. Fuck yeah. Honestly, fuck yeah. That's all I gotta say to that. We'll bring him in, honestly. And maybe play him instantly. We kind of need a backup left winger for Somerville, and I don't really want to spend that much money in this transfer window because I am aiming up possibly a big deal at the end of the transfer window. We'll see what happens here, but we want to bring in ex-Arsenal player now on the game here, Emil Smith-Rowe, and in fact he's actually still at Arsenal, so he's not ex-Arsenal, but he usually is ex-Arsenal at this point. He usually goes in the first window. We are going to go ahead and loan him in. Do we do a loan to buy? We could try and do a loan to buy. They might not accept it. They might just want to loan it. They do just want to loan. It's worth the shot, honestly. We'll loan him in. We'll only do a short term. We only want him for these next 6 months, the rest of the season here. We don't want to pay half his wages. We'll rather do 45. Honestly, 45 is fine as well. We'll happily do that. We're not paying half his wages. And as long as he accepts, he will come into the team. He doesn't want to come to the club. Now, Emil Smith-Rowe rejected the loan to come to Bayer Leverkusen. So fuck you. Emil Kaiser has been loaned out to Coventry City. One of the 2 goalkeepers I just brought in instantly loaned out, and I believe the other one should be loaned out as well, and he is. Eden Fournier has been loaned out to Bologna for the next 6 months. FC Augsburg, we are going to go ahead and quick sell, and we win 3-1. Bernier, who is that? I don't know who the heck that is. Bernier scores, Teller scores, and Vert scores. Who's Bernier? He came on at center back. Do we have a center back named Bernier? Or is that a right? That's our right back. That's a 60 over right back that just scored on his debut. We'll happily take that. Why does he get sub on as center back though? Is he a center? Is he a center back? Don't tell me he's an actual center back. Well, he didn't want to come out on loan, so we're just going to go straight back in to buy him. We're not going to bring in anybody else in this window, I don't think. So we might as well spend some of that $70 million that we have. So we are going to go ahead and offer them $23 million. His market value is 25. They want 26, which is honestly something I can do. We move down to 24. See what they say to that. They'll say yes to that. And now we will go into the negotiations, and he will happily come to Arsenal or to Bayer Leverkusen now. He's probably going to want Crucial, which is surprising the fact that he doesn't want Crucial. He's higher overall than Somerville. Only by 2, but he's still higher overall. But we'll happily take that. He'll happily come on rotation. That's exactly what he was going to do anyway. He's going to sit on the bench for Somerville. We are going to go ahead and disregard his release clause. They want that release clause. So we are just going to go accept it. It won't make the wages any more expensive. You deny it, the release clause will go a lot more. We are going to take off the bonus, though. The wages might jump up 10. It's not quite what the lad was hoping for to keep the 100 deal or to join the club. He's keen to join the club, but he didn't want to join on loan. And he'll happily take 50K less to join on a permanent deal than earn what he's still earning, 150K a week that he was earning at Arsenal, to come on loan for half of the season. It makes no sense how backward this game is sometimes. But Emil Smith-Rowe, welcome to Germany, which I seem like he always ends up in Germany. It's usually Bayer Leverkusen or Wolfsburg that he ends up, or in the Italian leagues. But he's now at Bayer Leverkusen. Next game up, and it's another big one. It's against RB Leipzig. We beat them on the first time this season earlier in. They are sitting in 5th. They are 9 points off of us. We are 8 points off of Bayern Munich. However, we can drop it down to 5, obviously, with that game in hand. We could drop it back down to a 5-point gap. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see what the boys can do against RB Leipzig away from home this time. No Iglesias, so Schick is back into the bench. Somerville is going to get the starting 11 here. We are playing in the snow. Can you switch the field over to Somerville? That's a beautiful switch. Now Somerville crossed in for Boniface. It's an awful cross. That might be where Smith-Rowe doesn't have good crossing, though, does he? Palacios into Boniface. Boniface now. Boniface. Far post. Boniface down to Granit Xhaka. Fake shot and passed it back on accident. Costanuo, that's intercepted. I made a mess out of that one. That one's on me. Olmo. Grimaldo. Verts now. Florian Wirtz, we're running out of time in the first half here. Florian Wirtz is just going to settle it down. Now out wide to Jeremy Frimpong, who was subject for a transfer to Man City just a couple of days ago. We did go ahead and instantly reject it. I don't want to lose Frimpong, not until at least the summertime. Grimaldo, Wirtz, Palacios, out wide to Frimpong again, and Frimpong, he has Teller! He'll be able to side-foot it into the back of the net. It's 1-0 for Bayer Leverkusen. We take the lead here late in the first half. And honestly, that's a great goal by Nathan Teller. It's great build up there. It's great patience from Palacios to find Frimpong on the ground, or kind of on the ground, low enough to be able to be on the ground for the delivery into the back of the net. Easy opener. And we might instantly be level on terms. No, Hirodeki with the great save, and Tall kept it in bounds. And we will go halftime up 1-0 here against RB Leipzig. Tella loses the ball, and Tella now to Palacios. Palacios into Boniface. Boniface will turn, and Boniface, far post, will slot it away, and we will double the lead here. It's 2-0 for Bayer Leverkusen, and we are looking to close that gap to Bayern Munich. We was playing the play alongside Bayern Munich for a majority of the season until we got to December. Now we're playing catch up. We are playing catch up now, and this is a good start to that catch up, beating a decent team here like RB Leipzig. Some changes are being made. Smith Rowe is coming on for his debut, as well as the youngster Spanish center mid Castillo. He's also coming on for his debut. And Patrick Schick, his first game back for me since him getting injured and discovering Iglesias as a decent striker. But obviously Iglesias is now gone, so Patrick Schick is back to that bench spot, and he's going to fight for Boniface for that starting spot. Tella down into Patrick. Castillo into Wirtz. And Wirtz is in behind, and Florian Wirtz to make it 3. Yes, sir! It's 3-0 here against against Leipzig. Smith Rowe right at the end of the game. Smith Rowe trying to get a debut goal. He'll have a second crack at it. Gulaski will save it. Wirtz to put into the box. Smith Rowe, no, it's going to be cleared, but that's going to be game over. A 3-0 win here against RB Leipzig. It's a big 3 points. It's time for the DFB-Pokal quarterfinals against Borussia Dortmund at their stadium in the snow. Boniface, Somerville, Wirtz, Tella, Xhaka. It's our big starting 11 here. Obviously, no changes are made. Last time out against Dortmund, it was last episode in which Emre Can scored a 91st minute equalizer to deny us all 3 points. And that was the start of the downhill trend that we kind of went on. We're back on the upward trend. Nathan Tella has scored 3 goals in his last 3 games. Let's see if he can keep it up going. Let's see if we can move on to the next round of the DFB-Pokal. Sancho now for Borussia Dortmund. Frimpong a little out of position here. He's trying to get back. Sancho now in the box. Kosunu is going to have to step up for a quick second. Hirodeki will make the save, and it's out for a corner for Dortmund. The cross comes in. Malen into the box. Hirodeki easy save. Quickly out now to Somerville. Should be able to control that. He will not. He'll actually lose the ball somehow. Ozcan now into Hummels. Hummels into Marco Reus. Marco Reus out wide to Ben Sabi. Back to Ozcan. Back to Marco. Now Matt Hummels. Off target. A Dortmund free kick right at the end of the first half, and Tar will look to clear it. And we might have one more opportunity here right before the end of the first half to grab a goal of ourselves. It's Tella down the line, a heavy touch away from the back line. Tella back post in for Somerville, cleared by Carvajal, and that is going to be halftime. 0-0 at the break. Well, I was muted during this, so I'm going to go ahead and just show you the replay and talk over it. That way it's not as awkward. Granit Xhaka is going to pick up the ball. This all started from a corner after a good save from Kobel. And the corner comes in. Kobel will punch it away. And then they try to clear it, but it's not really poorly clear. We pass it all the way back to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe down to Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka somehow is going to get past Nmecha here. And Granit Xhaka, I was going to pass there, but the defender just let him go. Granit Xhaka, I wanted this pass to go across the line here to Boniface. He had an easy tap in, a very easy tap in. Granit Xhaka somehow slots it all the way into the box to Smith Rowe. His first shot is saved by Kobel. And then Smith Rowe's going to keep his run going in, and he's going to get a toe poke into it, and he'll find the back of the net, and we're up 1-0. So Smith Rowe with a first goal for the club here at a very important part of the game and a very important part of the cup campaign here. I really hope I wasn't muted the whole game, but I think I was. I really think I am. I know I'm not muted for the whole episode, so that's good. So at least that's the only highlight of this first half as Hiradeki is forced to make an easy save. Frimpong. Down to Palacios. Down to Frimpong. New. Into Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz from outside the box. Kobel, easy save. Florian Wirtz will get it though. Kobel made a mistake. And Florian Wirtz now, can he find... So he can go across the net when I want him to go backwards a little bit. But Granit Xhaka goes back. I can't... Why am I complaining about Granit Xhaka? I'm complaining about Granit Xhaka. I mean, it was an easier goal. It was a harder goal than what it should have been. But still a goal. Smith Rowe. Out wide to Frimpong. And Jeremy Frimpong now across the face of the net for Florian Wirtz. No, Smith Rowe into Boniface. Easy save for Kobel once again. Smith Rowe into Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz into Boniface. Boniface now into Palacios. And Palacios now, is he going to sweat it? He should sweat it. He does sweat it. Florian Wirtz goal, game over. No 90-minute equalizer for y'all Dortmund and DFB-Pokal. Our cup run continues inside you. It's 2-0 here. It's going to be a 2-0 win. We get our revenge with Dortmund where it matters the most. And Castillo will come on for Palacios for the last 2 minutes of the game. Down to Xhaka, and that is game over. Leverkusen move on. A 2-0 win here. We went to the semifinals of the DFB-Pokal. Let's see if Bayern Munich win. Don't know that quite yet between Bayern Munich, but we do know Union Berlin has been knocked out to Wolfsburg on penalties. Frankfurt are also in the semifinals as well. We are going to go ahead and quick sim this game against Darmstadt. We should be an easy win here. In Gramado, Somerville, Palacios, and Somerville. Make sure it is 20 shots again. We are just shooting our shots every single time. Bayern Munich beat Hertha Berlin, and we get Wolfsburg in the semifinals. This is setting up for a Leverkusen Bayern Munich final. And talking about Bayern Munich, this is going to be the final game of the episode. It's a big game against Bayern Munich. It's a chance for us to close the gap from 5 to 2, but it's also a chance for them to extend the gap to either 8 or 5. To be honest, well, they can only extend it if they win. But if they don't lose, they are more likely than your Bundesliga champions for season 1. We have to give them their first L of the season, and the starting 11 is going to be this to do it. We are going to go ahead and bring on Smith Rowe instead of Nathan Tella, just because I think that's going to work out a little bit better. We are also going to bring off Jonathan Tah, which is going to put Hiradeki. He's not down to 80 overall. So here we go at the Bay Arena in some more snow against Bayern Munich. A must-win game if we want to have a chance of winning the league. And Sané's on the attack earlier. And Sané is going to be in the box here early for Munich. And Sané now, Leroy Sané off the post. I think my keeper got a touch to it maybe. But Somerville now down. And it's end-to-end stuff already, it seems like. It's Somerville down left-hand side against Sacha Bowie. Somerville into Boniface. That's a terrible pass. Somerville down the left-hand side. Somerville, he has no support. He's got to do it by himself. Somerville into Xhaka off target. Xhaka just send it upfield for Boniface. Boniface now, that's a terrible touch away from the box. And Boniface trying to make up for it. The rebound maybe knows out for a goal kick. Granit Xhaka into Verts. Verts now into Somerville. And Somerville now possibly in behind here. Somerville gets past Kim and Jay. He's going to lay it off for Verts, and Verts' shot is saved. But Somerville on the rebound will have an open net to blast it into. And Bayern Leverkusen have the lead. We are looking to close a gap, and Somerville might have just helped us do that. It's 1-0 for Lever. Sané down the left-hand side. Leroy Sané, he's everywhere. He's all over the place. It's Harry Kane. It's Hiradeki save. Hincape will punch it out for a corner. And Castillo will come on for Palacios. That's risky, but it's happening. Sané into Coleman. Kingsley Coleman now into Coke. And Coke saved by Hiradeki. Second effort saved, but still kept in. And Harry Kane's going to have an easy tap in, and it's 1-1. Coleman now. Coleman. He might win it for Bayern Munich here. Hiradeki with the save. We are fighting for a point at this rate now. We was fighting for all three, and now we're kind of almost lucky if we get one. We can't afford to not get one at the bare minimum. Harry Kane's rocket nearly finds the back of the net. Grimaldo. Over to Somerville. And Somerville now. Somerville into Patrick Schick. Patrick Schick to win it at the death off the post again. And we're going to pick up a point. Patrick Schick couldn't convert it. Verts couldn't convert it. We hit both posts in the end of the game. And we walk out of here with only a point when we needed all three. That might just be the league over with. Bayern Munich stay undefeated. And we drop more points. I mean, they drop more points, but we also drop more points. So it kind of cancels each other out there. But we were probably the best chance to give them an L. Now we just got to hope maybe Dortmund, RB Leipzig, Wolfsburg, Gladbach, something gives them an L. I don't see it happening, completely honest. The only good news is we are well clear off of Borussia Dortmund and Leipzig. It is just a two-man race. It's kind of a 1.5-man race, to be honest, with Bayern Munich being a 95% of the deal there and us only having a 5% chance. When we come back, it's more league action. It's also probably Europa League action as well, as we found out our round of 16 opponents at the end of February. But that's going to be the end of this episode. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and we'll be back for the next episode. Peace out.